So you're looking to make a move to the Lansing, Michigan area, and you're wondering what are some places I could go to get away for the weekend that are within a few hours drive. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you several places. Most of them are in Michigan, but one of them is also outside the state of Michigan. So if you stay tuned until the end, that last one is outside the state of Michigan. It's one of my top places to go to for the weekend. So let's get started with this next episode of Lansing, Michigan Life right now. Hey everybody, Troy Seifert here with the Capital Area Real Estate Specialist in the greater Lansing, Michigan area. I'm a top producing real estate agent in the area, and I get phone calls all the time from people all across the country, from Nevada, from Montana, from Idaho, from Michigan even, from Indiana. I've gotten phone calls from people all over the United States, even all over the world, who watch this channel, people who are just like yourself, and they're looking to maybe move here in 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months from now. So if you're looking to move here to the greater Lansing, Michigan area, I would encourage you to look at all my contact information in the description below. Feel free to call me, text me, email me, or schedule a Zoom call. I would love to be able to talk with you about your real estate goals. And also, if you haven't already done so, please like, subscribe to my channel, or ring the bell for notifications so that you could be the first to be notified when a brand new episode of Lansing, Michigan goes live. And we have new episodes going live once or twice a week. So again, we are getting into top weekend getaways that, some places that you could go to that are within a few miles drive, within a day's drive, I would like to call it. So maybe you have seen the campaign ads that are out there that feature the voice of Buzz Lightyear, Tim Allen, saying Pure Michigan, which that's our state logo. Like whenever you drive into the state, you're gonna see Pure Michigan signs. And then there's been a huge ad campaign talking about the beauty of Michigan. And really, it is a beautiful state. And so I want to be able to point out some places that you can go to in the Lansing area. But before I get into that, this is kind of elaborating a little bit on one of the pros I have for living in Lansing, because there's several cities you can live in Michigan, but Lansing I feel is one of the best. And the reason why is because in the state, if you look at the state, if you're not familiar with the map, we are right in the center here, okay? Which means we have access to all these places I'm about to tell you. Like we have central access to a lot of these places. A lot of places are only gonna be 2-3 hours away. And that's a huge perk, because if you're on the western side of the state where Grand Rapids is, it could take you 3-4 hours to get somewhere. If you're on the eastern side of the state where Detroit is, it could take you a while to get to some of these places. If you're all the way up north, it could take you even longer. But at least in Lansing, we're kind of central to a lot of these locations. So if you've been watching my videos at all, you will then see that like having that central location, I feel is one of the very top pros of living in Lansing, Michigan. And hopefully after you hear all these places that you can go, you'll be like, yeah, it would be great to be at a central location to all these places. And I can go to some of these places over, a weekend. So let me go ahead, get started with some of these great weekend getaways in Michigan. First place that I would recommend for a great weekend getaway would be Frankenmuth, Michigan. From Lansing, depending on where you're at, it's anywhere from an hour and 15 minutes to about an hour and a half. And the thing I love about Frankenmuth is it's a nice little German town, but they also have the world's largest Christmas store. It is 2 football fields long. It's absolutely huge. So a lot of people do go up there during the Christmas season, and they will stay there even for a weekend, stay at a hotel in the downtown. And the downtown area reminds me a lot of Gatlinburg, Michigan, if you've ever been there. Just more of a German town with shops and some restaurants. In fact, they have Zender's. They have a water park there, but then Zender's also has a very popular, I guess, world-renowned fried chicken meal. That's a family-style restaurant. So the downtown has a lot of perks. You also have the world's largest Christmas store, and then right down the road, you have an outlet center that is a lot like Tanger. I think it's called the Premium Outlets, but a place that you can go shopping as well. So there's a lot there in Frankenmuth that you could definitely make a weekend out of there. But the thing that Frankenmuth also has is they have a couple water park resorts, and one of them is Zender Splash Village, and another is the Bavarian Inn. Now, the Bavarian Inn was a lot smaller water park than Zender's, but then they just recently did an expansion, and in the beginning of 2025, they they created Michigan's largest indoor water park with tons of slides. So it has become a destination for families. It's become a destination for people that don't have families. So it's a great place just to be able to go to year round, not just for Christmas. If you're looking for a place to be able to go, check out Frankenmuth, Michigan. Second place that's great for a weekend getaway is Mackinac Island. I've mentioned this place a couple times on my channel. Mackinac is right over on this part of Michigan. So it's north and it's northeast. Probably from Lansing, it's about 3 to 3.5 hours because you have an interstate that you can take where you're traveling 70, 75 miles an hour to get there. But Mackinac Island is a place that you can step back in time. There are no cars on Mackinac Island. There's a ferry boat that you take to get to Mackinac Island, which is kind of cool. And they have horses, bikes. They have a historical place called Fort Mackinac. They also feature one of the most popular hotels in the entire United States of America, which is the Grand Hotel. And the Grand Hotel is famous for, yes, having just more of a luxury sort of look, but it also has a Victorian look within the hotel rooms. They have wallpaper that's in there and colored carpet, but they also have some amazing eating that's included in your stay. You have a 7-course dinner at night, which is a black tie affair, and everyone dresses up to be able to go to that meal. So Grand Hotel is there. A lot of people might not stay directly on the island because it might be more expensive. They might stay on the neighboring area, which is Mackinac City. It's away from the island. So there's some great hotel spots you can stay in Mackinac City to go on Mackinac Island. Mackinac Island has all the fudge there in their boardwalk downtown area. They have some museums as well. I mean, for me, I can really only stay there for a weekend. I know some people that stay at Mackinac Island for an entire week. I don't know if it's because I'm just spoiled with today's world and I have to drive a car, I don't know. But for me, like, I can ride my bike around the island, I can take a horse-drawn carriage and might have seen everything within a few days. And that's what a lot of people tell me as well too. So Mackinac Island, another great spot. So for number 3, I'm gonna group all of these together because we are known as the Great Lakes State, and we have lakes to the west of our state, lakes to the eastern part of our state, lakes to the northern part of our state. So I'm going to group the western and eastern parts of our state, all the lake towns that are there. Great weekend getaways. When you go to the western part of the state, you have places like Grand Haven, Muskegon, you have South Haven, Holland, Sagatuck, St. Joseph, okay? So all these are great lake towns that have little downtowns, places that you can just hang out at the beach. You could take a boat out if you want, and they have great little local eateries that you can eat at. That's on the western part of the state. The eastern part of the state, where there's Lake Huron, they have Alpena, Tawas City, Port Austin, Harbor Beach, Rogers City, and that's where Lake Huron is. So you have lots of options that you could go to be able to enjoy the Great Lakes. A lot of people tell me that they feel that Lake Huron is prettier, but Lake Michigan is larger and has the best beaches. So I don't know. Some of you can interact with me in the comments here and tell me what you think. If you've been to some of these Great Lakes, which is your favorite Great Lake? But the one thing I will tell you about the Great Lakes, especially in the summertime, I've been there in August and they still can get kind of cold. It's not warm like how beach water would be on the East Coast where you have the Atlantic Ocean and the West Coast where you have the Pacific Ocean. What happens is because we get so cold, then, you know, with the ice that starts forming in the lakes, it takes a while for that ice to be able to melt away as the summer comes on and for that water to be able to get warmer. So there's still beautiful, charming towns to be able to go to on a nice summer day. Don't get me wrong, there's some lighthouses that you can see. And again, some great local places that you can eat at, but it can get windy sometimes, the Great Lakes as well too. So not like I'm trying to knock down some of these lake towns, but you know, that's just something for you to be aware of. It's not gonna feel like the beach on the West Coast or the East Coast. Number 4 is Traverse City, Michigan. Mackinac Island is up here, right? Traverse City is located here on the northwest part. And Traverse City in the wintertime can have some great skiing hills like Crystal Mountain. And then during the summertime, they are known for having a cherry festival. They're known for their tart cherries there in Traverse City. So Traverse City is just a great weekend place to be able to go to. It's also a lake town as well. You can still go to Lake Michigan, but you're just further north. So it is gonna be a little bit chillier. I've seen some people bring their sweatshirts during the summer just because it can get chilly at night. But people love going to Traverse City. They like the downtown, they like the scene that's out there, especially in the summer. So definitely a place that you can check out when you come to Michigan. Number 5 is the Upper Peninsula, also known as the UP. Me personally, like I've only been to certain spots of the UP. I am not a very nature-oriented type person, okay? That's just, I've been camping before. I've done some nature trails here and there. When I go to Gatlinburg, I've done some of the trails. When I was in Hawaii, I did some of the trails there. I'm not like a big trails guy, okay? But people who are big trails and outdoorsy people, they absolutely love the Upper Peninsula or the UP. And some of the places to check out in the Upper Peninsula that are some just great scenic spots are Tahquamenon Falls. I think I said that right. But they're known for having an amber color to their water, and that's because of the trees that are in the water. They've created that color, but it's a beautiful scenic place that is a must do when you go to the Upper Peninsula. Another one is the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. There's 100 miles of trails that are there. They got 10 beaches that are there, and you get beautiful views of Lake Superior, because that's where the UP is where Lake Superior is. But more importantly, like, I think the thing that puts the Upper Peninsula on the map is the Mackinac Bridge. Now you can say, well, it's the crossroads between the Upper Peninsula and the Lower Peninsula, right? But the Mackinac Bridge, the only way you can get to the Upper Peninsula is through the bridge. And the bridge, this is a fact that I just recently found out, the bridge is actually the largest bridge in the United States. It's the longest bridge. I thought that it was Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, right? Because that's the one you see all the time. But no, it is the Mackinac Bridge. So if you want to be able to go on the Mackinac Bridge, you're going to have to pay a toll to get into the Upper Peninsula, but that's definitely an experience to be able to have, because you are riding one of the world's largest, I think it's in the top 10, but the nation's longest bridge. All right, number 6 is Detroit, Michigan. I'm starting to get into some cities now. I'm starting to do some of the rustic, beautiful, scenic places that Michigan is known for. And when you're in Detroit, you can go to a Detroit Tigers game. You can go to a Detroit Lions game, which is the football team. You can go to a Detroit Pistons game, which is the basketball team. And also you could go to a Detroit Red Wings game, which is an ice hockey team within our area. And I've been to this area where they have a lot of the sports teams. They just redid the basketball stadium. It looks beautiful. They redid part of the football stadium and the baseball field. It's just a nice little area that you can even like just walk around. Detroit really has become revitalized within the last 15 years. You can also go to some of the great suburbs of Detroit. There's Auburn Hills that has Michigan's largest outlet center, and it's a huge mall. Like, it's great. It's called Great Lakes Crossing. They have an aquarium in there, Rainforest Cafe. They have a Legoland that's in there. Detroit can be a place that you could visit a lot of the suburbs. You could go to Detroit Zoo and still find plenty of things to do to be able to occupy an entire weekend. Okay, so number 6, Detroit. Number 7, I have is Grand Rapids. Now, I feature Grand Rapids in Lansing versus Grand Rapids, right? And I say Grand Rapids because they got a great downtown. They've got great shopping, entertainment, and also you could stay one night in Grand Rapids and kind of just hang around the city. But then you're also close to going to Lake Michigan, so you could go to one of the lake towns, or you could just drive from the lake town and drive back to Grand Rapids and, you know, go back to your hotel that you're staying at. But another option for you too is you're pretty close to Michigan's Adventure. I'm putting Michigan's Adventure here in Grand Rapids because it's about 20 to 30 minutes away in a city called Muskegon. And Muskegon is home of Michigan's Adventure. It's owned by the same people that own Cedar Point. The thing I'll say about Michigan's Adventure, if you love Cedar Point, you're gonna be a little disappointed, okay? The best part about Michigan's Adventure is the water park. You get 2 parks for the price of 1, and they do have a few roller coasters that are great there. But if you're going sometime in the summer, maybe you spend a night at Grand Rapids and then you go over to Michigan's Adventure, and it's just a great, nice weekend getaway. I feel like I'm like your travel agent here or something, telling you what you should do and where you should go. Some people have joked and said, hey Troy, you love Disney World so much, you should try to plan people's vacations. I'm like, no thank you. I'm doing real estate right now, and I'm helping people out, so I'm gonna stick with the real estate gig for sure. The last place, this place is not in Michigan, but this is my favorite place to be able to go to. That's within a day's drive, and that is Chicago. Yes, Chicago. Now, West Coast, you're so used to LA, right? East Coast, New York City, that's the place you gotta be. The Midwest, our pride and joy is Chicago. And you know, we are in the top, I want to say Chicago is number 3 as far as one of the nation's most populated cities, but the skyline is beautiful. We've got the nation's tallest building. I don't think it's the world's tallest building, but the nation's tallest building. We have tons of amazing museums. One of the nation's largest aquariums is in Chicago. You have Chicago deep dish pizza. You have the Magnificent Mile that's perfect for shopping. You have Navy Pier. You have so much in Chicago. There's so much to do. And my family, we just got back from Chicago for an entire weekend. And the only thing that's a bummer about Chicago is the parking. Right now, it's like over $60 a day to be able to park there. It's crazy. So that's the only downfall of Chicago, but it is an amazing place to be able to go to for a weekend. So that is definitely my top spot to go to when it comes to a weekend getaway being in Lansing. And again, it's only 3.5 hours away. All right, so again, I thank you all for coming to my channel, taking a look at this, seeing some of the top weekend places that you can stay at. Again, if you already haven't done so, please like this video or subscribe to my channel or ring the bell for notifications, because if you like what you saw, you want to be notified when I have a new episode coming out. And I've got new episodes going live once or twice a week, like I said before, so you don't want to miss when a new episode goes live. Also, if you haven't already done so and you're looking to move here anytime soon, 9 days, 90 days, 9 months from now, please contact me at the information below. Please call me, text me, email me, or schedule a Zoom with me. Contact me on WhatsApp if you feel more comfortable with that as well too, but please be legitimate. I will say that, please be a legitimate person, because sometimes with WhatsApp, I can get a little cautious in real estate, and probably those in real estate know why. So if you're gonna reach out to me on WhatsApp, please mention that you found me on the YouTube channel, and then I will know you are for real. Okay. All right. So that wraps up this latest episode of Lansing Michigan Life. I appreciate you watching, and until next time, make it a great day. Take care.